In the heart of ancient Vietnam, long before the bustling cities and modern skylines we know today, there was a land rich in culture and tradition. This land was marked by its green rice paddies stretching as far as the eye could see, dense bamboo forests swaying in the gentle breeze, and the mighty red river that carved its path through the landscape. It was a time of simple yet profound beauty, and it was in this setting that our story begins. Trung, Trac, and Trung Nhi, the central figures of our tale, were born into a noble family in this serene yet vibrant land. From a young age, they were not only taught the traditional skills expected of women at the time, but also trained in the arts of combat and leadership. Their mother, a wise and strong woman, believed that her daughters should be able to defend themselves and their people. However, their tranquil life was shattered by the oppressive rule of the Han dynasty from China. The Han rulers imposed heavy taxes, forced labor, and attempted to strip away the Vietnamese culture. The once peaceful villages were now under constant surveillance, and the spirit of the people was being crushed under the weight of foreign domination. The breaking point came when Trung Trac's husband, Trac, who was a vocal opponent of the Han rule, was captured and executed. This act of brutality was meant to intimidate the people, but it had the opposite effect. Fueled by grief and anger, Trung Trac and her sister Trung Nhi decided that they could no longer stand by and watch their land and people suffer. With unwavering resolve, the Trung sisters began to rally their people. They traveled from village to village, calling on their fellow Vietnamese to rise up against the Han invaders. Their message was clear. It was time to reclaim their land, their culture, and their freedom. The people, inspired by the courage and determination of the sisters, gathered in great numbers, ready to fight for their homeland. The once quiet villages were now bustling with activity as preparations for the uprising began. Farmers became warriors, armed with sharpened bamboo spears and traditional weapons. The sisters, displaying remarkable leadership and strategic acumen, organized their forces and devised plans to strike at the heart of the Han rule. The day of the first battle arrived, and it was a sight to behold. The Vietnamese warriors, led by the indomitable Trung sisters riding majestic war elephants, clashed with the Han soldiers. The battle was fierce, but the determination and unity of the Vietnamese people won out. The Han forces were driven out, and the villages were reclaimed. It was the first of many victories, and the spirit of the people soared. With each victory, the movement grew stronger. Eventually, the Trung sisters declared Vietnam's independence from Han rule. This declaration was met with jubilation and a renewed sense of national pride. The people celebrated their newfound freedom, and the Trung sisters were hailed as heroes, their names becoming synonymous with courage and resilience. As the newly established leaders of Vietnam, the Trung sisters set about rebuilding their nation. They reinstated traditional customs, supported the arts, and worked to restore the prosperity of their land. Under their rule, Vietnam flourished, and their people thrived, free from foreign domination. However, the Han dynasty was not willing to relinquish control so easily. They amassed a large army and launched a massive invasion to reclaim Vietnam. Despite being outnumbered, the Trung sisters led their forces with unwavering bravery. The final battles were intense, and the Vietnamese warriors fought valiantly to defend their freedom. In the end, the Trung sisters made the ultimate sacrifice for their people. While they could not prevent the Han from eventually retaking the land, their legacy lived on. They became symbols of national pride and resistance, inspiring generations to come. Today their memory is honored in temples and through stories passed down from one generation to the next, reminding us all of the power of courage and unity. And so the story of the Trung sisters, the warrior queens of ancient Vietnam, continues to inspire us today. Their bravery and leadership in the face of overwhelming odds remind us of the enduring spirit of the Vietnamese people and the timeless value of fighting for freedom and justice. I hope you enjoyed this journey back in time to ancient Vietnam. Remember the legacy of the Trung sisters and let their courage inspire you in your own life.